So today we're going to be doing some little experiments on the bow wire. This is teeny tiny, this bow wire. If you imagine the other week we were doing 0.75mm flex and that was small enough. Now this is absolutely minuscule. We're talking like almost like a double the hair width. First of all, we're going to be doing a bit of glowing and blowing. We're going to be blowing up this little break just here, so just right in the center. We've done that so that we get the actual maximum impact on the camera of when we put through. It's probably going to be, I don't know, 12 amps or something like that before this time. It's called a 1 amp bow wire, so you'd like to think that it's not going to take too much more than maybe 6 or 7 amps, because we know that most things do about 6 or 7 times their safety limit, or what we're told that they could take. As I said, we're going to be doing the experiment right in this center bit here so that we can really see the impact. And after that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting as much as we can through it, but we're going to separate them more. So obviously where they're concentrated in this part, the cables are going to touch together once the insulation melts at 150 degrees, or maybe lower because it's quite thin. But it won't take much for it to get there, because obviously thin cable has a higher resistance, so the temperature builds up quicker. We'll get the blowout there, and then what we'll do is we'll separate these cables further, and then we'll get as much current we can going through. We'll probably strip the outer sheathing off the cable so that we can really see the full impact of the cable glowing. Again, I don't know exactly how much. It might just completely disintegrate. We might have it glow for a couple of seconds. We don't know. We'll do it slowly to start with. Well, not too slowly. We'll crank it straight up, and we'll watch it glow and hopefully blow. So little heater's on. That's now 8.4 amps going through it. Oh, yeah, it's getting a little bit warm. I thought I was going to blow myself up then. I forget that sometimes I'm playing with electricity. It's 8.4 amps, which is 8 times over what it should hold at the moment, which is kind of surprising, but not at all shocking. What we'll do is we'll put one of the big heaters on, so they're 3000 watts, but we're going to step it up. We'll do the lowest heat first, and then we'll turn it up to the second heat. I don't know how much it's going to do, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so we're currently running 16 amps. It is starting to smell a little bit. Hopefully we're going to get a reasonably concentrated. Switch it up one more. So smoking highly now. We've got it on 2. Oh, you can see it melting just there. Oh, look at that. Look at the way that has gone. That is madness. So we're not even going to get that to... Okay, so we had it perfectly that the bottom cable just dropped out. That's pretty cool. Look at the cable fragmenting at the bottom. Be careful, because that could swing round. Well, look at it. We're getting a glow. Okay, so we're not blowing. We're blowing. We're glowing. We've glowed before we've blowed. Okay, so what do we have going through there? 20 amps. And it is just, look at that. Okay, I'm going to turn this off before the neighbours complain that I'm smoking out the village. Hold on. Oh yeah, we'll just switch off at this end. Okay, so we're back down to 0. As you can see, we neither blew, but we did glow. You can see the cable just here. If you come up close to us, you see the damage to the cable caused. We just switch the light on for you. You can see the damage absolutely stinks. That is our own fault, because we actually thought it was going to melt between itself before it decided to separate. That was pretty cool, the way that it separated. But right, okay, so what we're going to have to do now is we'll have to reset, and we'll see if we can get it blow up in that tiny little space. We'll just have to set it up slightly differently, but we'll be back in literally 2 seconds. So we've reset, we've put a little twist in the center now, so we're trying to keep them separated again so we can concentrate the actual blowout in there. We know it takes 20 amps before we can mount the outer sleeve in, so what we'll do is we'll literally just crank it straight up to 20, get it to blow. We did get a bit of a glow, so we actually done the second part before we done the first part, but what we want to do is get it to be glowing red hot. It did glow for a little bit red hot in the center, but we'd like to get the whole thing glowing. So after we put 20 amps through, we'll whack another heater on a different bit of cable, and we'll try and get 30, maybe 40 amps through, and see if we can get it glowing like a Christmas tree. So right, we'll go straight on to 20 amps, which was the little heater and one of the big heaters. So well, I don't even have anything ready, so it shouldn't take very long for that to explode right in the center there. We have 20 amps right now? Yes, we're on 20 amps. It's just starting to bend. There we go, we've got smoke now. And sweet, we have our little blowout. So there you go. In conclusion, as we knew, because we just melted the cable, not quite as we wanted to, a little bit prematurely. But let's have a look. Okay, we did take out the breakers, so we obviously had quite a decent short circuit there. We took out a 50 amp breaker with a little 1 amp cable. You can see, again, this is the dead end. The cable's very hot and melted. So yeah, that was 20 amps, but we knew it was going to happen. We had predicted that. We already knew it was going to melt at that temperature. What we'll do now is we'll get this set up again, and then we'll see. We'll probably strip one of these down so that it's just the bare wire. And then we will get it glowing red hot. Right, okay, so what we have done is we have created this monstrosity. We have literally put a single, well, the doubled up bell wire, which is obviously how it comes when it's like shotgun cable. So we've put a doubled up one where the neutral is, so that we get maximum or least resistance on the return leg of the cable, so that we can get this teeny tiny, look, I mean, when I was saying this cable is small, it is teeny tiny, look. We've got it like a guitar string. So sorry, it's a bit dark. We are getting a little bit late. We were a bit late. But anyway, we're going to switch it on now. We'll go, we know that it does 20 amps because 20 amps, obviously, I just did a little pirouette for the screen. So we know it done 20 amps before. We are currently on 0 amps. So 0 amps, obviously, it is not glowing. We'll put it, that's the little heater. So that's 20, that's 8 amps. 8 amps we have got running through it currently. I will pick up this. Yeah, turn the light off. Let's get it. Let's have a look what it looks like glowing. Okay, we won't dick around. We'll go for one of the big heaters on double. So 2. So now that should be glowing soon. That's 20. But let's not dick around. It's melting. It's melting now. Okay. Oh, we're going to get another blowout. Oh, there we go. Got it glowing. Oh. Okay. In conclusion, then, it didn't take very much for it to literally just glow out. It was a bit, probably should have done a little bit slower. Maybe, I'll tell you what, we'll do it again. We'll do it one more time. We'll do it slightly slower and see if we can just do it in small increments and try and get it to glow and stay there. All right, let's see. We'll get that set up and we'll be back. Okay, so we are back to square one. Now, a second ago, I realized my error once I promised you that we would do the same test again. That took me ages to strip that cable, that singular cable. It took me absolutely ages, so I wasn't doing that again. So this time, we're going to be slightly less prepared, and we're just going to melt the stuff off and then watch it glow afterwards. And as I said, we done it a bit too fast last time. As we always do, we like to just blow things up. It did just, the cable just disintegrated, so it just got so hot, it just gave it the ghost. It didn't even pop out, it just fell to bits. It didn't even blow up. It didn't even touch the neutral, take any breakers out, it just went fizz. So what we'll do now is, everything's on. We will go, little heater. Oh no, not little heater, big heater. What's that? What are we saying out there?
12 amps.
12 amps, right, okay. Let's go for one on one of the big heaters. What are we at now?
20 amps.
20 amps. Okay, so we know 20 amp melts the cable. So let's just wait a second whilst we watch the cable just randomly melt in different places. And then what we do, so that's on one heater. So let's turn the little fan on. So what? No, let's actually turn the plug on first. Right, turn the plug on. I've got the little fan on. So we've got, oh, there we go. We've sped that up a little bit. Now, are we just going to get a, oh God, we're just going to touch that other cable. Okay, we're not glowing though, are we? Are we glowing?
No.
It doesn't look like it's glowing. It is stinking and it is melting the board.
Glowing. It's all fire.
We're going, yeah, let's get a video up then. There we go. There we got to glow in a bit more. Yeah, that is looking cool. That looks like a lava trail. Right, hold on. Oh, there we go. We got a fire. Right, good, because I think someone in the village was just about to call the fire brigade. Right, okay. So, not very scientific this week. we literally just wanted to blow some stuff up and burn some stuff. And we have done a little bit of damage to our board, but don't worry, these things can just be painted. And it also looks pretty cool with a few battle scars on it. Next week, we'll be doing a little bit of eddy currents. We're going to, I did actually promise this last week as well. We're going to be doing some eddy currents through here. And then, so we'll be drilling a small hole in one side, and then we'll have even smaller holes, and we'll run all 3 cables out different tiny holes. Creates eddy currents, creates electrical magnetic fields, and it creates carnage. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that, and hopefully just finding the bigger cable to blow up. So I hope you enjoyed this week. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, because it does help. And it also means that we get pushed forwards and we get to do bigger things and blow even more stuff up. So I really do hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll hopefully see you again next week.